Hi guys, and welcome to Clockwork Noodles. Hello for the first time. This is the first time I'll be talking about Dr. Stone, the Stone Wars. I'm back, guys. I'm sorry that I had to roll episode 1 and 2 together, but I'm here now. If you have just found me, hello, I am Clockwork Noodles. I talk about currently airing anime. So I have a series called What's in a Design where I take solitary anime characters, break them down based on colour, design, everything, all the little tiny bits. I like to dive into details. That's what I like the best. I have a Discord channel if you guys want to go ahead and get a notification whenever a video goes up on a channel. Or you can give this channel a subscribe and ring the bell. You get a notification on YouTube whenever any of my videos go up so you guys can check it out. I've got some fun videos coming up and I've been planning this and I've been working really hard. I've got a cool one going up for my birthday I think you guys are going to like. Dr. Stone also features in that video. I've also got a fun one coming up for April Fools. I'm planning that far ahead. We've got some fun coming up, so make sure you guys are subscribed and do not miss out. Let's go. I have rolled 2 episodes to 1. There are still only 3 pages, so I've tried my best to be as quick about this as I can. Episode 1 basically starts with an amazing recap story with Gen telling a story to our kids about how we have come to be. So a nice little reminder of everything that's happened up till this point, all of season 1, which is now leading to the point where we're now approaching those Stone Wars. Welcome to Dr. Stone, the Stone Wars. I am so excited. I absolutely love Dr. Stone and it took me away. It's just so creative, so much fun to watch, and it's always a interesting theme for me of just what happens if we were sent back to level 0. What happens if you get sent back with that knowledge? So it's like isekaiing without actually isekaiing. We've gone back to square one and it is proving to be so fun. First episode, we are going to be looking into making space food, or the idea of being able to rehydrate a food. I like it. I really, really like it. Also, if you guys do not know, my best boy is Kinro. Love Kinro. There will be Kinro appreciation posts on every video, and I will make sure that I grab a nice screenshot of him. I love the guy. He's my favourite character, so very excited to see him back on the screen and wearing his glasses still, of course. The first chunk of the first episode centres around the idea that winter is very, very bad for war. So Tsukasa is obviously waiting till spring so he can create a bigger army and obviously wipe him out in spring as it's more strategic. But Senku is our boy and he wants to get ahead of the curve, and we're going to try and create some warm food that's going to allow them all to have an early attack and stay warm and on the move ahead of Tsukasa. So this is where we're going. We're going into Senku Ramen again, and obviously Senku Ramen blew up the internet last year with everybody trying to make Senku Ramen. Senku Cola was a thing. This is going to tie nicely into my birthday video coming up on March the 11th. I have a surprise for you guys if you love me that much. I've got a gift because I'm not celebrating my birthday, even though it's a big one. The world sucks. I can't go nowhere. I'm very depressed. So I'm giving you guys something fun that I have made. It is a video combining 3 things that I absolutely adore in one video. And yes, Senku Ramen will be appearing on that video. So make sure you guys are subscribed to see what is coming your way. And as well, it's a thank you for everybody who has supported the channel so far. But of course, I made that video before watching this video, so otherwise I would have probably put the cup noodle a la Senku on the list. It's not on the list, but Senku Ramen it is, so I've gone one further. This is the Kinro appreciation post. Look at my boy, he is beautiful. Let's move on and talk about freeze drying. So we're looking at freeze drying today, where the idea of locking up nutrients in one thing. I like cup ramen. Cup ramen is good, but I still would probably take the real thing over the fake thing. But in a stone world where anything, even just being out in the cold, having a cup noodle would be just amazing morale booster. Our boy has created the vacuum chamber, and I always like the fact that everything they've created before always goes into helping them create new things, and it really is just showing you everything in our world that we see today has been created on the backs of other people's inventions, and we've helped even throughout the past. Everybody's innovation has basically allowed us to get as far as we have now, and it really does, this anime, if not anything, it makes you appreciate the world that we actually live in and how much we take for advantage. One of my favourite quotes is the idea that magic is making something completely change state or disappear, but the magic behind it is managing to bring it all back. So the ramen comes back from its freeze-dried state and it is alive, but it also is a little sequence that allows us to see the story, the characters, the world we're back in again. It's a nice little reintroduction to the world of Dr. Stone, everything that we've missed in our break whilst we've been chilling out for a year. I'm so happy that Dr. Stone is back, I really am. An army really does march on its stomach, cornering the idea of food is very, very important. There has been many a strategic war that has failed because they simply didn't have the food and the men just go hungry. Senku's promise to Ruri is, I'm not going to kill anybody, we're just going to simply recapture the cave. But is it going to be that easy? So he wants a bloodless siege, he wants to kill nobody. But is it really going to be that simple? I mean, the idea of the war now, which we're going into, is propaganda versus violence. And we're going to try and obviously convert people to the way of science. Not going to be that simple. It's going to be interesting to see if they ever get to a point where they might actually have to kill somebody. Obviously, this episode, Kahaku almost, well, she promises that she might try and kill Homura. Obviously, thankfully, that doesn't occur. But it's going to be interesting if we're going to get to a situation at some point down the line where it might not be as simple as not being able to kill someone. Very excited to see that is the premise. Look at Ginro's gorgeous imagination, and Yuzahara and Taiju look absolutely gorgeous. That art style looks so good. So what if the anime character was animated as an anime character in an anime? If you get my drift. It's animeception. It's great. Another scene I really like is the God is absent scene, and we're all going to hell. Ooh, I like it. Gen's plan. Gen is scarily good at imitation, and I like this. So he's going to try and outfame the famous. So Tsukasa may be famous, but Lillian is going to come back, and Gen, the imitator, is fantastic. And using bad audio cover, we're actually going to be able to cover up the fact that it's a guy just faking. They're going to basically spread propaganda that America is alive, okay, and well. Spread a false hope that if you join science that America's coming to save you. So we're gonna lie. Chrome ends up becoming one of the accomplices. They're all gonna go down to hell together, but they're gonna save the world. So sometimes you have to take a bad option for the best of the good. So whatever is for the greater good there. Which reminds me of Warhammer, the idea of the greater good. I worry, will people really turn that easily? Are they really gonna be that easily tricked? The plan feels a little bit flawed. We now get to check in on Tsukasa in quite a somber scene, seeing him carefully, lovingly brushing away some snow from a stone child. The question now is, how do we deal with Homura? Because she's been staring at us for quite a while and she's spying on us. So we need to somehow slip past them. To be able to cover up the fact that we need to get the cell phone out, we have to somehow catch her attention. And we end up seeing an amazing creation, the sonic boom or the sonic bomb. He is so enamored by the fact that she's hearing bombs go off. And obviously she's not expecting it. She's so caught up in the awe that we're able to actually sneak past. Just the hype of seeing the Stone Wars beginning sequence. That is just hype. I am so excited. We're here. The war is beginning. And you guys have hyped up the Stone Wars arc so badly. You've hyped it up so badly, I can't wait to see what the hype is really about. Let's talk about the OP that is technically the ED in this episode. So yes, we're nearly at the end of episode 1. Did promise you guys I'd try and be quick about this. Coming in on a sunset, the sunset is a closing of something, the end of something. Something is ending. We see Tsukasa versus Senku. Tsukasa is on a mountain of stone men, his stone army. And I also like the fact they've all managed to freeze in these super macho cool poses. Not a single cool person was caught on the toilet or something inappropriate. Just a bit of artistic license there, of course. And then we get a mirror image of the Kingdom of Science, looking lively as ever. All of our characters are back, and they are indeed ready to go. The Kingdom of Science looks nice and lively and friendly because obviously that is the vibe we're giving out. We're showing the difference between the stone-cold nature of Tsukasa's army versus the warmer, livelier version of the Kingdom of Science. They are teasing a tank. I really hope we get to see this happen. And it is Mad Max style. It really is. It looks like a Mad Max creation in the stone world. And we see the three boys putting their fists in together to bump. They're all going to hell together. I like this moment. I won't lie, I never thought I could trust Gen. So it's nice to see that he's becoming somebody we can kind of trust. We see a montage of Team Science's training. Of course, we need a montage. Every training sequence needs a montage. Again, Senku and the tank. I really want to see this become a thing. But if he's going for a peaceful propaganda war, are we going to see a tank? Tsukasa is atop of a stone pile of bodies, whilst Gen sings perfectly in time to the lyrics. Really like that little touch there. We see some new characters teased. Who is this cutie pie? He is clearly going to be evil because he's in the suit and he's pulling obviously quite that evil face, but he's cute. He's cute, man. I like him. Yuzuriya is mourning a fallen statue, which is quite scarily. Is this foreshadowing something quite sad? Maybe? I'm not liking that. However, behind the statue and her mourning is a sunrise. So even in a sad situation, a new hope is rising, a new beginning, something new is starting, and that is hope. So bit worried about that sequence there. We move on to see the moon and we see Lillian and Senku's dad, which is a nice little glimpse of the past, the old side. The moon obviously being truth. That is once upon a time. We see Senku looking to a sunrise. Obviously, a sunrise is the symbol of new hope, a new day, a new dawn, a new future, and a new start. And a new season, guys. A new season. Let's now jump to episode 2. Episode 2 was called Hotline, like indeed the phone. Well, we cut to a sunrise on Yuzuriya and Taiju. Their time is now up, so this is it. We first see them in shadow and the sun rises and we see the curtains coming up because it's their turn to step on the stage. I've decided that we're going to call them Team Yuziju. Team Yuziju, let's do it. We have to get our phone to Team Yuziju. This is today's episode. Homura, again, she has been lured out by those fake explosions at the end of the first episode. Team Cell Phone is able to creep ahead. But we did see in the OP that Homura is indeed a gymnastics queen. And seeing Homura versus Kohaku, this sequence was gorgeous. I really liked the sequence where they managed to actually slow her down and then speed her up. And it really is, it turns into being quite the mesmerizing sequence because even though it is a chase and obviously Kohaku is no match for Homura, but Homura and Kohaku seem to admit that they're both as good as each other. Homura is surprised by how fast Kohaku is, and Kohaku is obviously mesmerized by the fact that she can move like this. I bet if Kohaku was in the real world, she would totally be interested in something like gymnastics. The chase is amazing. It's beautiful. I really like it. They are a perfect match for each other, and it's really nice just seeing them as she ends up being led away to the village as Team Cell Phone is allowed to get a bit of a head start. Senku's sudden appearance, I wasn't actually expecting it, but whenever Senku appears, I'm always curious. I want to know what's going to happen. What is he going to invent next? Well, let's try a flare for good measure. And it's the way he uses it is great. He's able to just dazzle everybody. And then we see Mecha Senku for the first time this episode. Guys, I don't think you should try this one at home. Don't try and make a flare at home. I don't think it's safe. Don't do that. Ignore Mecha Senku. Senku oddly catches Homura, which I really wasn't expecting because we know he's a bit of a fragile boy. And yet, she kind of just tips him straight off. But obviously that wasn't the point. Senku needed to get some dust on her. He did a fake out and it is great. Let's have another Kinro appreciation moment because, you know, it's 2 episodes here. Need to have 2 Kinro moments. Homura outstyles absolutely everybody. She outclasses the lot and ends up escaping. And then she reveals how scarily impressive she is with every single person's name has been memorized. Even the old people, even the people we don't even know the names of. She has all the names in her head. And this is just damn impressive, but she ends up noticing that 3 people are missing. And because of the fact that Gen is also missing, it can't just be a fact that they're out mining or something innocent. Gen is our mastermind, so where is Gen and why is he also included in this 3? Which ends up making her realise that they're heading straight to her base. She's a smart cookie and she's on her way. But thankfully, Senku has a new toy, the UV light, which I'm impressed by seeing it. I'm not sure whether that UV dust that he put on her would actually last that long because it seems to go on for quite a while till she even notices that it's on her and she washes it off. So Kohaku asks Senku, is it okay if I kill her? So I'm no match, but I might be able to kill her because this would break the promise that Senku has made with Ruri-chan. We do see that Kohaku has a weakness. She even says, like, I couldn't kill someone or I'm probably going to hesitate at the moment where I try because she's a good character. Senku's playing a bit, is less impressive. Obviously, the idea of information technology sounds less impressive on paper than kind of brute force, but this is the way we are going. Team Science for the win. Thanks to the cell phone, Team Cell Phone is actually alerted by the one single ring that Homura is approaching and fast. The race is now on. Obviously, the advantage is to Team Senku. Thanks to Gen knowing Morse code and Senku also knowing Morse code, this is where we get to see information technology at its finest. We see the two actually talking via Morse code, setting up the entire plan, and It's great. This entire second episode starts to make the stone world feel a little bit less unknown, a little less scary as we start to control our environment. And that's all that information technology really is. It allows us to send information back and forth, and we know the environment, we know what's going on, we know people's movements. It's a great way of becoming woke, I guess. Senku and the stone world is finally getting woke. It's just clever, and again, using his magic trick of setting up a fake. And this allows both groups to end up doing our pincer attack where we see my boy once more with Magma. It's great. We end up saving Homaru, and I did feel a little bit sad as she was going down and she's like, oh, death is confirmed. That's my diagnosis. She's so good at trying to work things out move by move. She realizes that's it. She's going to die. But Kohaku is quick enough to save Homura and end up capturing her, which is good. I like the character. Homura is actually a very interesting character. I do like the way she moves. I'm very interested how they got pink dye out in the stone world, though. That hasn't been told to us just yet. If you get something that makes red, you might be able to like weaken it and create pink, maybe. That was my thing I was thinking about at the same time. I was like, how is she so pink in the stone world? Pride Rock is now confirmed. Look at this. This is Pride Rock, guys. And we get our first stone jump scare of the episode. Thank you, Guy. This is totally the guy from the OP, isn't it? It's the cute evil guy I said I liked. Cute evil guy has got the number 33 written on his head. It seems that Tsukasa's been a very busy boy. And we have now got 32 people in Tsukasa's army. And Evil Boy is next to be revived. We're going to see the evil cute guy appear hopefully next episode, or at least soon, as he's next on the list to be revived. Looking forward to it, but it's interesting because Magma starts to exhibit the exact line of thought that Tsukasa kind of has, where he says, well, why don't we break their arms and legs off, because then they obviously won't be able to come out and fight us. Which, to be fair, it's tactful. If you do that, you're definitely going to have less people to worry about, but you are sinking to the same level as Tsukasa. Interesting to see that Gen actually knows the cute evil boy, who, until I have a name, he is cute evil boy, where we get a bit of a flashback, and that is where Gen is unable to let Magma go for it. He has to step in. He says, no, we can't do this. But he stops Magma becoming Tsukasa. But it's very interesting to see that Magma is only one kind of swing away from being on the same level as Tsukasa, which is scary. And as they say, thank God Magma is on our side. We're not going to be as bad as Tsukasa because we're not going to go through with it. So the difference between us and Tsukasa is that he can go through with it. He will murder people. But this is going to be the war of propaganda versus Tsukasa's war. Also, because I completely missed it, guys, I want to have a rest in peace moment for Fujiwara Kaiji. You are a legend. Thank you for your hard work. Watching Senku with his father and those moments, especially in season 1, knowing that the voice actor is no longer with us, it makes those moments even more special, especially when we hear his voice ringing out 3,000 years later. So this is my little moment because I didn't get to break down season 1. I wasn't doing videos at that point. Thank you for Fujiwara Kaiji. You have been amazing, and I'm so thankful that the character of Senku's dad is going to be that one looking from heaven, looking down on Senku as he makes the stone world turn into the kingdom of science. It's going to be beautiful. So that was my little moment there. I really wanted to get that out there. We end up at Senku's grave, and the light coming down here looks absolutely beautiful. And as Senku says, it is now holy ground. The cross symbol is obviously a sign normally of religion. The religion this time is science. This is the grave of science because they're obviously trying to believe that Senku is dead. Obviously, they know he's not. Magma ends up waking absolutely everybody up. But of course, he looks so cool whilst doing it. I can kind of forgive him. Look how great he looks. Where he ends up alerting the ears of Tsukasa's army. So rest in peace, great idea. Is he now slightly aware that something may have happened? And are they in danger as well? The new character wears yellow. Yellow is a very carefree, childlike, hopeful, great colour. It's a very friendly colour as well, which is interesting because obviously it's being worn by the enemy as of now. Is this guy going to be a friend later down the line? Maybe. Who knows? Haven't got a name for him yet. So for now, he is just a guy with great hearing. This last scene. Oh my god, this last scene. I love this last scene so much, guys. Taiju makes contact and I cried like a baby. I was crying so many happy Clockwork Dandy Noodle tears. It's a whole season later and we're finally re-establishing connection. The connection has been made and it feels absolutely good. And Senku, you are so close to crying. You wanted to cry. You know you want to cry. It's such a beautiful moment, and I'm so happy that's where we ended this on. So we can end my first video on Dr. Stone on such a good note. I am so excited. The ending. The ending is simply the evolution walk. We walk through science, walk through all the modern day bits and pieces that we are used to, ourselves are used to, where we see Senku. He ends up turning into stone, where we turn into some yellow ink. As I've said before, yellow is a very hopeful colour. It's fresh, it's bright, it's friendly. He ends up reviving, which is where we see the hope. He's revived. There is now hope once again. It transitions into the blue, the colder, calm, tranquil colour, and then it turns into colour itself, where we see Senku. Next week's title is A Call from the Dead. Our team Yuziju is now getting a voice from beyond the grave. What is going to happen? Are we going to start luring people across with propaganda? Let's see how it goes. I have got some doubts about the idea of propaganda and whether it's actually going to work, because it sounds too easy, and I don't trust things which sound too easy. And it's anime, guys. You never trust something if it goes smoothly. It just sounds too easy. I think there's going to be issues. Plus, if it was that easy, you guys wouldn't be hyping up the Stone Wars arc at all, would you? So I'm so excited. I hope you guys are having fun. Thank you for joining me this episode. I'm happy to roll these two together, because the first episode really was just a recap, so got two out in one go. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you're having a great day and keeping safe in the not so stone world. And I really look forward to breaking down Dr. Stone with you guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.